Quick, graph y equals the cube root of the quantity 3x by hand 2 different ways. It is highly recommended that you watch the video How to Graph y equals f of the quantity k times x before watching this video. You will need graph paper or download this PDF and print it. Press pause as needed anytime during the video. The first way is with what we call the Cuberoot Dance. Normally we start at the origin, and the coefficient of x, 3, that's inside the radical, does not affect this point. As you can see, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 also. Points are plotted relative to the origin. And recall that the coefficient k equals 3 is inversely proportional to the horizontal dilation factor. That is, multiply each x value by the reciprocal of k, which in this case is 1/3. Normally the Cuberoot Dance would be right 1, up 1, but for this graph it is going to be right 1/3, up 1, because 1/3 times the x coordinate 1 is 1/3, and the y value remains unchanged. So right 1/3, up 1. The next step is right 8, up 2. And so for us it's going to be right 8/3, up 2, because 1/3 times 8 is 8/3, or 2 2/3, up 2. And normally we'd go right 27, up 3, but in this case we're going to go right 9, up 3. A third of 27 is 9, so right 9, up 3. See if you can get some points to the left of the origin. Press pause and resume when you're ready. Left 1, down 1 is a step in the Cuberoot Dance. 1/3 times 1 is 1/3, so we're going to go 1/3, down 1. Normally we'd go left 8, down 2, but again it's going to be left 8/3, down 2, because the third of 8 is 8/3. And then left 27, down 3, but in this case it's left 9, down 3. Connect the points and it looks like a cubed root graph. And comparing it to the parent function, it is definitely a horizontal shrink from the blue function to the green. Second way, using a table. This is our Cuberoot table. K is equal to 3 underneath the radical sign, and that the horizontal dilation factor then is the reciprocal of that 3, which is 1/3. We keep the y coordinates the same, but we multiply each x coordinate by the reciprocal of 3, which is 1/3. So 8 times 1/3 is 8/3, and so we'll plot 2 2/3, comma 2. 1 times 1/3 is 1/3, comma 1. The origin remains unchanged by that 1/3 factor. Finish the table. Press pause, resume when you're ready. -1 times 1/3, -1/3, comma -1. And then -8/3, comma -2. Connect the points into a cuberoot looking graph and compare that to the parent function, and this is a horizontal shrink from green to blue. I'm sorry, from blue to green, it's a horizontal shrink. Now you try one. Graph y equals the cube root of the quantity 2x. Use either method or both for the practice. Press pause to do this and resume when you're finished to check your answer. And here is your answer. The green is a horizontal shrink from the blue.